Hi, I'm Zoe. I'll be honest, there's never been anything special about me. I wasn't particularly beautiful or talented. However, I was tough and liked being in charge. And that's my boyfriend Bob. I called him Bobby. We went to the same school. To be honest, Bob wasn't really the guy of my dreams. I was headstrong, but my boyfriend was soft and malleable, like melted ice cream. However, he did everything I told him to, so we fit together like two puzzle pieces. I'd always been the leader in our relationship. One day, I decided that we should make everyone at school envy us. So, I asked Bob to carry me in his arms down a hallway. But he didn't make it 2 steps before dropping me.
I'm sorry, Zoe. You're too heavy.
What? You're just too weak. Look how thin your arms are. After that, I told him to start working out in a gym. I decided to get in shape too, so I hit a punching bag whenever I had some free time. Hi-ya! And one day, wow! I saw a gorgeous high school student that worked as a coach there. His name was Ethan. He looked like a Greek god. Sometimes I flirted with him. Wow, you're so strong. Are your muscles made of iron?
I just work out a lot.
I asked Bob to bring us some juice and kept chatting with Ethan. He said that we were actually in his father's gym. That was why he worked there. When Bob came back, I snapped at him that I wanted fresh juice.
Sorry, I'll bring it.
And don't forget the straw. I know. I was worse than a poisonous jellyfish. I get that now. But back then, I didn't think about it much. I always acted like my mom, who was… I don't know how to describe her, frankly. Let me show you. She was a big shot in the city council. Mom acted like a queen at home and treated Dad like her personal servant. While she was resting in a chair after work like it was her throne, Dad was usually cleaning up or cooking.
Henry!
Yes, honey? Make a cherry pie for me.
But I was going to tend to my garden.
Dad liked tiny Japanese bonsai trees. He was a very sensitive soul and didn't know how to say no to my mother.
Your stupid garden is a waste of time. Go to the kitchen and make me a dessert. Okay, honey? Don't get angry, please.
See why I was the way I was? All the women in my family were very bossy. Life went on as usual until one day, a new girl called Naomi was transferred to our school. She was a great dancer and immediately became the captain of the cheerleader team. Naomi was nice to everyone. My classmates were crazy about her. Pfft, the new girl seemed fake to me, just like her eyelashes. But the worst thing was that my boyfriend liked her. One day, we were sitting in the dining room when Bob saw Naomi. His jaw dropped, and the piece of burger he was chewing fell out of his mouth. What are you staring at?
I was just lost in thought. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Like I'd believe that. I followed my boyfriend around like a real detective and realized that he was constantly hanging around the new girl. Sometimes he helped her with her studies or carried her textbooks. And one day, I even saw Bob put a piece of paper into Naomi's locker. I snatched it out and read it. It was a love letter. He said he admired her kindness and elegance. What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, Zoe, but as soon as I saw Naomi, I realized that she was the girl of my dreams.
I was so mad, I wanted to hit the locker like a punching bag. I was fuming and threw a fit. Go to your powdered princess. Don't come crawling back to me when she tells you she's not interested. I broke up with him and walked out of school with my head held high. Bob would regret falling in love with that arrogant cheerleader. But to be honest, I was upset. At home, I told my mom about everything that happened, and she comforted me. What? How could that ungrateful boy leave you for someone else? You're a treasure! But for some reason, Dad sided with my ex-boyfriend. He carefully said that Bob had probably grown tired of the way I treated him. Can you believe that? Mom and I got angry and scowled at Dad.
Okay, I'm shutting up. I guess I'll go and prepare my plants for the gardening contest.
I decided that I would not cry over our breakup, especially since I had long been interested in Ethan. So the next day, I came to the gym and immediately hit on him. You know, I think I'm going to report you to the police.
What? Why?
Because you stole my heart. I flirted with Ethan and tried to impress him, but that guy seemed totally clueless. I wondered if he would notice me if I started juggling dumbbells. Ugh. I came back after another failed attempt at getting a boyfriend and saw Dad chatting sweetly with our neighbor, Miss Palmer. That pissed me off, and I asked him what the hell he was doing.
Oh, Zoe, you got it all wrong. It's just that we are preparing for a gardening contest together. Miss Palmer is very nice and helpful. She gave us her lemon pie to try.
I didn't want her stupid pie. I wanted Ethan. When we were eating dinner that evening, I told my mom that nothing was working out for me.
Ethan's father owns that gym, right? Don't worry, I'll help you. Ethan will ask you out.
I happily thanked my mother. I was over the moon. She was always on my side. However, Dad just sighed again and said that forcing someone to date was wrong. Mom quickly put him in his place.
Henry, no one asked for your opinion. Go to your dumb garden.
Mom kept her promise, and the very next day, a miracle happened. Ethan called me and asked me out. We became an item. It was magical. Ethan looked like a movie star, and all the girls stared at him when we walked by. It was extremely good for my ego. It was holidays at school, so I hadn't seen my ex in a while. But I was sure Naomi had turned him down. That traitor was probably pining for me and regretting all his choices. It served him right. Meanwhile, I was doing great and spending all my free time with Ethan. There was only one problem. For some reason, he didn't like that and said that he sometimes wanted to hang out with his friends or do his hobbies without me around.
Zoe, I can't take you to a concert this weekend because I want to go camping with my friends.
We are a couple and we should do everything together.
Well, you could join us.
No, silly. I mean that we should do whatever I want. To my surprise, Ethan frowned at that and said that he would not change his plans. At first, I was baffled because Bobby had never said no to me. But Ethan was hard to control. For example, when I called him in the middle of the night and asked him to bring me strawberries, he got mad and said that it was too late and he would not get out of bed for that. He even refused to give me his ice cream.
You've already eaten yours.
So what? I want more.
Have some shame.
I put up with it until Ethan refused to go to a concert with me. I decided to show him who the boss was and asked my mother for help again. She winked at me, and soon, Ethan called me and apologized. It was magical.
Sorry, I was wrong, I guess. I told my friends I won't go camping with them.
Just do everything I tell you to from now on. I was very pleased with myself. Everyone likes winning, right? That weekend, Ethan and I went to the concert. It was obvious he wasn't happy about that. Whatever. What mattered was I was having fun. While I was dancing, Ethan bought me drinks and filmed me on his phone so that I could post the videos in my stories. From that day on, he never told me no. He brought me strawberries at night and even deleted all his female friends from his friends list. Let's see. Who's Tiffany? Why is she still here? This is my niece. She is 7. Delete her now. I even convinced Ethan to quit his job at the gym so he could spend more time with me. But soon enough, I started to notice that my handsome boyfriend wasn't looking good. He stopped taking care of himself. He wore ugly clothes, slouched, and did not even comb his hair. My boyfriend was always in a bad mood, and his gorgeous muscles deflated like balloons. Girls stopped drooling when they saw him, and I realized something had to change. So, I dragged him back to the gym. I started going there with him. I liked hitting the punching bag, remember? But then one day, I saw my boyfriend flirting with another girl. It made my blood boil. I pounced on him. I told you not to talk to other girls.
That's it, Zoe. I've had enough. I'm done. You are spoiled, arrogant, and selfish. You think everyone owes you something. And your mom is even worse. She's a real monster.
Then, Ethan told me that my mother had used her power as a city council member to threaten Ethan's parents. She told them she would shut down their gym if Ethan didn't hang out with me and do whatever I wanted. I hadn't even asked Mom what she had done to help me.
I won't put up with you anymore, and your mom won't make me date you.
Ethan kept shouting for a long time and then broke up with me in front of everyone. It was humiliating. Everyone started whispering and pointing their fingers at me. I couldn't stand it and ran out into the street. Then, I sat down on a bench and burst out crying. Why was everyone leaving me? All of a sudden, someone put a reassuring hand on my shoulder and handed me a handkerchief.
You should stop crying if those aren't tears of joy.
I looked at the guy. He was very handsome. His voice and face seemed familiar to me. And then it hit me. That was Bobby! My Bobby! It was nuts. When had he changed so much? He sat down next to me and we chatted for a while. It turned out that he had fulfilled his dream and was now dating Naomi. Naomi is amazing. She helped me change. Now, I feel more confident than ever. I didn't want to listen to what he had to say about his beautiful Naomi, so I interrupted Bob and started complaining about my problems. He smiled calmly and said that I should change too. Then he winked at me and suggested I talk to Naomi. Tears stung my eyes. I realized that he was a great guy and I shouldn't have dumped him. From that day on, I couldn't think of anything but Bob. I kept staring at the photos he posted with envy and eventually decided that I had to get Bob back. Soon, the holidays ended and I came back to school. I immediately hit on my ex-boyfriend and even tried to ask him out on a date. We have a lot in common. Let's start all over again. Zoe, I like you, but only as a friend. Now, I'm only interested in Naomi. Everyone in the hallway giggled and pointed at me with their fingers again. How dare they? I opened my heart to you, but you made a fool of me. I'll tell everything to my mom and you'll be in a world of trouble. Stop using people. Someone will definitely see your inner beauty then. I feel sorry for you. Can't you see that what you're doing is wrong? That was it. I was about to lose it. The nerve of him. I was beside myself with anger when I came home. I wanted to ask my mom for help again. But then, I saw something that shocked me. She was sitting in a chair and sobbing like a child. What happened? I've never seen you like this. Holy heck, Mom told me that she had shouted at Dad again, and he snapped and said he was filing for divorce. Holy crud. Can't you fix it? No, dear. Your dad is already dating Miss Palmer. She is sweet and understanding. They seem to be happy together, and it's all my fault. I treated him terribly. We spent all evening talking. Soon, she finally stopped crying and smiled sadly. You know, Zoe, I've always wanted to be someone you could be proud of. So, from now on, I will try to be kinder and more considerate. Mom was right. We were very similar and did the same mistakes. Our loved ones left us because we both tried to command and manipulate them. We'd gone too far. Of course, I changed my mind about taking revenge on Bob and Naomi. They were glowing with happiness. I realized that I shouldn't try to destroy that and just wish them good luck. You're a great couple. Take care of each other. And then, my mom and I bought a fruit basket and came to Ethan's gym to apologize to him and his parents. To my surprise, Ethan looked like a movie star again. He was having fun and chatting with his friends when I came up to him. You were right. I was acting like a monster. I'm sorry you had a hard time because of me. I'm glad you realized that. Drop by if you ever want to work out together. My mother and I started to treat people better, and our lives soon got better too. Mom started dating a nice guy. We even cheered Dad on at the gardening contest. I wasn't mad at him because he deserved to be happy too. I also started to spend more time on personal development. I read books, studied foreign languages, and meditated. One evening, I was meditating in a park when I suddenly heard someone arguing. I opened my eyes and saw a couple. The girl was screaming at her boyfriend, who was hugging a frightened kitten to his chest. I'm so sick of this! Quit picking up strays! They stink and shed! We're done! The girl stormed away and the guy sat down on a bench. I came closer and asked him if I could pet the kitten. Of course! I saw him on the street and wanted to find a home for him, but my girlfriend got angry because we were late for a party. I could help you with the kitten, and then we could go on a date. Sounds great. We smiled at each other and sparks flew between us. Did you see them too? Tell me in the comments what you think about my story, and please don't forget to like the video.